Before he died, she sent him this note saying, look, I think you're taking too many drugs. The people you surround yourself are complicit in you killing yourself. And then bam, he was dead.
Wow.
Yeah, Jewel tried to save him, but I guess it wasn't enough.
Really?
The guy died worth $700 million. Dang.
Wow, the Zappos dude, huh?
Zappos dude, yeah.
Didn't he run it back into his burning house? Is that how he went down? Because I was talking to somebody about him yesterday. The guy from Zappos.com, the shoe place. Is that what you're talking about?
That's what the story says, that they were friends, that she and he were friends, and she was trying to save him.
Really?
And that she wasn't able to convince him to stop abusing drugs. And there was mental illness issues and I guess a bunch of yes men all around him.
Wow. Fascinating stuff. Okay, yeah, because I was doing a deeper dive on that dude and talking with a friend of mine yesterday who took his leadership course and all that kind of stuff.
Really?
What this guy did, yeah, to turn around Zappos is really kind of amazing because he took an online shoe website and people were like, who wants to buy shoes online? And he made it really work and made a ton of money. And it was about the culture that he created. And that was the conversation. He used to have a thing where they would give you a bonus if you quit.
Really?
That was the way he set up the company. They would give you $2,000 to quit. And that was the kind of culture they wanted, that if somebody would take $2,000 and walk away from the job, then the job wasn't awesome enough.
Huh.
And so they made the job so awesome that everybody who was there is like, no thanks. I'm not taking $2,000 to walk away from this. Wow. This place is fantastic.
Look at you with all this knowledge.
That's fascinating.
Yeah, I didn't know the portion about this guy struggling with drugs and things like that. I was talking to my buddy yesterday, and I had seen that in the Wall Street Journal last week or the week before that he had passed. A relatively young guy.
Yeah, very young guy.
And
he's the same age as us, Kevin.
Yeah, exactly. And so he said yesterday, he went running back into his house that was on fire to get something and didn't make it out. Smoke inhalation, I think. Is what he had said.
Crazy.
So I wonder if that played into everything else you're talking about.
They say the hours before he died, he was planning to go to rehab to get his drug problems together, but just didn't make it.
Fascinating stuff.
I think there's under 5 things I would run back in the house for to get. I mean, obviously your loved ones. And I mean, any objects. I don't know. I don't think you'd be running back for any objects.
Yeah, if you were like out of soda, you wouldn't run back for a refill?
No, not soda.
Okay. But yeah.
Leftovers, depending on where they're from.
I'm going to have to wait this out. And
soda I can get. Leftovers sometimes.
I definitely could use a refill on whiskey. It's not going to end quickly.
Oh, that new bottle of Jameson you just bought?
Yeah. I left it at Denny's. I'm so bummed out.
Oh, there is one?
There is one.
I was kidding.
No, I left it at Denny's over the weekend.
In case you missed it, last night was the MTV Movie Awards, and here's a little montage for you of some of the big winners.
Okay. All righty. The goats.
That's not annoying.
Yeah.
What does that mean?
Greatest of all time.
Is everybody the goat?
Yes, it's really way overused now. And if anybody does anything well at anything, just one time, you're the goat now. It's.
I don't know if I like this.
It's been tread on a little much.
We're a little liberal with our goating.
It's very liberal right now, and I just want to know when did the goat turn into a positive term? Was it about 10 years ago? Was LeBron had something to do with it?
It was a lot of the LeBron, Michael Jordan, the endless, tireless sports debate about who's the GOAT, the greatest of all time, and then it really just kind of took off, and they start using the GOAT emoji now for everything, and yeah.
Okay, I just want to see where it turns.
It's overused, I feel. It's taking a lot of power away from the GOAT.
Big time.
Yeah.
And finally here, I know you guys don't watch Vanderpump Rules, but I do. And another 2 cast members have been fired. Jax Taylor and Brittany, who's currently pregnant, will not be returning to the show. I don't really know who's going to be left on the show, but a lot of these stars are trying to get spinoffs, so we'll see. And that's what's going on in your dirt.
Your decision-making skills are on point. You're listening to the KVJ Show on 97.9 WRMF.
What are you thinking about? What are you thinking about? What's on your mind? What are you thinking about? What are you thinking about?
What you got going on today, Jay Bird?
Now, experts say you have to drink at least 8 I'm going to try to say it without being confusing.
Okay.
8 ounces of water.
Eight ounce glasses
yes,
of water.
Exactly. Do you guys do that in your life? Are you drinking that much water daily?
No.
Does anybody do that? Because I feel like people lecture you about drinking water, but then nobody does the recommend. Who does 8 glasses of water?
Well, I think it's good to stay hydrated. It's key. And the one clarification on that about drinking straight water, and I do every day. I try to knock down a couple glasses of the water and choke it down. But for the most part, you got to realize basically everything you drink is consisted of like 80-90% water. And so your body breaks it down, and just because it has some flavoring in it or there's something else going on with it, it's still water.
If I'm drinking Tahitian Treat or Squirt, I'm still getting some water in there.
It still is. You just kind of want to watch what is piggybacking on your water. And that's it. You might say, well, I'm staying really hydrated. I'm drinking tons of liquid, but you're also drinking tons of sugar and tons of this and chemicals and blah, blah, blah. That's why the purists would say just knock down the water straight. But there are people that come out with different flavorings for water that gives it a little bit of, something else. Because, water to me only tastes awesome when you're really working out and you're really thirsty and that trainer's like, yeah, go ahead and take a drink of water. That's the only time I ever look forward to actually drinking water.
Yeah, if I was a hostage in a dungeon and I got some water, I'd be pumped. But other than that, I'm never excited about water. I've looked it up just to see because I feel like I'm allergic to water. I'll have maybe 2 glasses of water, Virginia. The worst headache comes along. I start to scratch like I'm on meth. I've never done meth, but I would assume that's what it would feel like. And I looked it up, and there is a condition where one can be allergic to water. Now, it's rare.
Okay.
And I really can't even pronounce it. But it's called urticaria. It's a rare condition where you start to break out in hives. You do get kind of weird things going on if you're allergic to water. I hate it so much, and I can't find anybody other than my boy Bigfoot who drinks that much water, the recommended amount. I think there's so many water lies out there.
Okay.
And I'm blowing the story open. What, Virginia?
Yeah, no, I'm thinking about it. When I'm being good, I drink a ton of water. But when I'm being bad, I don't.
Well, there's so many people that have horror stories that go, if you don't drink water, your kidney's gonna fall out, you're gonna age 30 years. Like, there's all these benefits to water, they say. But I'm starting to find out that they might be a liar.
Yeah, just keep that in mind. I drink a couple big tumblers. I add like a vitamin type of mixture to my water, and I kind of count that as water. I drink a couple of those. I knock down a couple tumblers of just straight water, and I'm still alive.
Yeah, no, I'm just see where the line's at, baby.
Yeah, that's my thoughts on it. What you got on your mind today, Virginia?
I saw this story, and there's a Brazilian model who is claiming that if you expose your naked private parts to the sun, it helps with your life, your libido, your energy, your circadian rhythm, and overall will help the functioning of your body and help you get a good night's sleep. So the point that she makes is that she goes out, once a day and like spread eagle suns that thing.
And I love that. I agree with her. Just if you spread eagle where I'm at currently right now, my neighbors are going to get one heck of a show. That's the thing about living in a townhouse. You can see everything in everyone's courtyard.
Aren't we moving full speed ahead, though, with Jason Pennington's getting a house?
In 3 weeks, I can sunbathe.
Okay.
Ooh, look out.
Get that sun on your private.
Big old tan D.
I'm going to get it.
Yeah.
You got the two-tone D.
I'm going to get it.
Uh-huh. Dennis will warn you. You got to be careful while you're doing that stuff. Okay. What I got on my mind, I know a lot of people are talking about the Queen's Gambit on Netflix, and I finally got around to watching most of it. It's only 7 episodes. I think I've gone through 5. I have 2 more left in this shortened first season. It is very captivating. I can see why a lot of people are into it. It's an interesting storyline. The show is about chess, which is kind of odd, but it is more the human interest story of watching this girl who starts out as an orphan and how she gets into chess and then how it goes. And then to add to the element and the conflict and the tension of the whole thing is she is also a little bit of an addict.
Oh. I was going to say, in the trailer, homegirl looked like she liked to party.
She does, and that's part of it as well. And I think I'm going to start getting into the episode. In fact, I read a little bit of the preview. It sounds like in episode 6, she goes off the rails a little bit. And so you've always got this girl who's hyper-focused on chess and is great at it, and her goal is to be the best in the world and one day beat the Russians. But she's got this monkey on her back. And so you're like, is the monkey going to reach around and chew her face off before she can get to beat the Russians in chess?
Is this based on a true story? Was there a big chess kind of a thing with us and the Russians back in the day?
I don't know. I think I had heard something about it possibly being, but I haven't done the deep diving to find out because I didn't want a spoiler. So I was going to go do a little research to find out if it was a true story and how much it sticks to the true story. I almost did that this weekend, but I'm like going, you're going to ruin it for yourself. Like you're going to see the ending. And so I didn't do that. After I've watched the 7th episode, I'll go in and find out, okay, what are people saying about, is this a real person? It seems like it would be.
That's why I asked. It felt like
it's random to have a girl growing up in Kentucky in the 60s and follow this whole thing.
Do you know how to play chess?
A little bit. I know just enough to get by.
Oh, gosh, we got to get...
I don't know. Some people are just meant for checkers.
I'm a checker guy. I'm a checker Uno kind of guy, but yeah, I hear you.
When it gets into it, it's one of those things that it really does make chess look cool, and it makes you want to be like a chess master and really get into it. But boy, they talk about, there's 26 squares on the board. Each square has its own name. And when they really kind of get into advanced theory and how many books you can read on chess and, starting moves, mid-game, finishing moves, all this kind of stuff, you're like, wow, it just seems very complex. And on top of it, I think what it's about is you have to have a mind that can do 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 10 moves ahead. And that's kind of part of where this girl is. She's just got a gift. She's beating a lot of people that are book smart on chess, but she just has the ability to move these pieces where people are like, my mind can't do what your mind can do.
I would say this is how my abilities would go. Number 1, I'm better at Connect 4. That would be 1. Then checkers, then we'd go into a chess. That'd be what I'd graduate to.
That's where you end up. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's good. It's a well done show that even if you're like, chess. Yeah, initially it may sound like it's a little bit boring, but I think it's a good drama and the characters are great and it's well done.
David B. in our YouTube chat room says it's based on a true lady, but with their own spin to it.
Okay.
What should they do with all of those movies? It's like it's based on true events, but we're also going to write our own stuff.
That's kind of the problem.
Really.
Yeah, that's the problem I have with a lot of the history ones on that, because you'll watch the show and then you're believing that's the history of it.
Yeah.
And then you get into a conversation with a person who really knows history and they're like going, oh, you obviously saw, and you're like, yeah.
Yeah, I don't like when they just tell me it's a fake movie then.
Right.
If you're lying
kind
about
of like Braveheart. Where I've heard a lot about that, where there's a lot of things in Braveheart that's not really true. They glamorized it, really kind of rewrote the story.
Nobody really liked him. No one followed him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so there you go. So anyway, it's very good. It's I think maybe the #1 trending show that they have on Netflix. And it's doing really well. So even if you're not into chess, I can see why a lot of people are recommending the Queen's Gambit. Coming up here in just a couple of minutes, I do have to tell you that with more streaming services and more shows that are out there, it is getting a little bit more confusing as to what show is on what network. So I'm going to put you guys to the test. A lot of these are Netflix, but maybe it's not. It's Netflix or what? Oh. Is it on Netflix? If it's not, what streaming service is this show on?
Is it on Netflix?
Netflix. We'll see if Virginia can get it right next. Talking about watching The Queen's Gambit on Netflix. Pretty solid little show that a lot of people are talking about. I would say that is worth the watch, even if you're not massively into chess. It does kind of make you want to do chess. And my wife was asking me last night as we were watching, she's like, does this make you want to play chess? I'm like, yes, it does. But as you watch the show, you see how complex the game can be, and I'm like, I've got enough going on in my life.
You don't need another reason to drink.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah. Well, and the whole thing's also about addiction. So if you did drink while you were playing chess, then it's going to make you feel guilty. But if you ever watched a show where they're like going, yeah, she clearly has a problem, it's battling addiction, I'm like going, I didn't think she was drinking that much.
Oh, yeah. I was watching Mad Men. I thought that's how everyone just
I
worked.
felt so bad because I'm sitting there watching her, like, she gets a beer, she's like, I'll have 2, and then she's kind of like hornily going, wow, you're drinking a lot, huh? And I was like, yeah, I don't blame her. Order 2.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. And then at the end, like, as she battles addiction, I'm like, ooh, yeah, it's an eye opener there.
She's fine.
Don't let it get to you, baby.
She's fine. Okay, so the thing that I do notice, and I'm starting to get to this point too, where I'm getting confused now as you have Amazon Prime and Hulu's and Peacocks and Disney Pluses, and everybody's getting into the streaming servicing. Once upon a time, it was just the Netflix, baby. And you're like, okay, this is simple. I got it. But now you're like, okay, wait. A Good Place. Where was that again? The morning show. Wait, where was that again? And now there's so many shows that people recommend. You got to remember 2 things now. You got to remember not only the show, but the streaming service. And so often I only imprint the show, and then I can never find it when I get home. I'm like, where is this thing? So this is Netflix or not here for you. I will give you a show, and you tell me if it's Netflix or not, and if it's not, what network is it actually on or streaming service?
Are we playing against each other as a team?
Let's do it as a team.
Okay.
Because I don't think I'm going to be good.
Not going to be good, huh?
Oh, this
Okay.
one's hard.
What about House of Cards? Netflix or not?
It's definitely Netflix.
We think Netflix, Kevin.
Gonna go Netflix? Yep. That's a standard one. What about Ozark?
Yes, Netflix.
Netflix.
Mm-hmm. Yep, that is absolutely. The Boys.
The Boys is Netflix. What do you
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, damn it. Bird.
Amazon Prime. Mrs. America.
HBO Plus.
HBO Plus.
Or Max. HBO Max, or whatever it's called.
Hulu.
Hold on. All right, yeah. So this game's made a turn.
Start off pretty easy, huh?
Because you gave us just Netflix in the beginning.
Mandalorian.
Disney Plus.
I knew you'd get that one. I want to get you back in here.
Okay, all right.
How about The Morning Show?
Apple TV. Apple.
Yeah. Uh-huh. Very good on that. Jack Ryan. Netflix or not?
Jack Ryan is Netflix, Virginia.
Okay.
Say it.
Netflix, Kevin.
Okay, Virginia.
You got it wrong, dog.
Yeah, Virginia's really bringing you down.
Man.
Peaky Blinders.
That is Netflix.
Uh-huh. Yes, it is. Sneaky Pete.
Not Netflix.
Not Netflix. Yes. Amazon Prime on that one.
Yes.
Stranger Things.
Netflix.
Okay, yeah. Very good. That's a pretty good little round.
So Nikki wasn't bringing her score down.
We're a team.
What gets confusing is when a show started on another network and now it's on Netflix.
Yeah, they're doing that with The Office. All you Office fans, don't forget, this is the last month Netflix is going to have it. You're going to have to get the Peacock channel or whatever it's called.
Yeah, if you got Xfinity, you get that for free.
Oh.
Just so you know. You got the Xfinity, you can get that for free.
But is it going to come with commercials? Because the thing I love about Netflix, you can have it play on autoplay. You got all of The Office. There's no commercial.
I believe that is the thing. I think some of the new streaming services now.
If they charge you for the Peacock and then they also play commercials, that ain't cool.
Because The Office
Gotta be one or the other.
Right.
I'm not kidding you. The Office probably takes up 80% of my Netflix viewing. That's why I watch most of my programming.
Okay.
The Office from Netflix or Netflix from you know what I mean. The Office, it's on Netflix. Shut up, Jason.
Well, so, we get it.
I figured.
Yeah, I've heard that complaint already. Is some of these new streaming services? To me, I feel like the rules should be it's one or the other. Either you charge me a subscription. And if you don't, then, and I would rather pay the subscription of $3.99 or $7.99 or whatever it is, because yes, some of them, they handcuff you and you have to watch the commercials to go through it. And to me, just being able to cram in more programming and not sit through commercials, I feel like now I need to multitask. And if a commercial comes on, I got to do something on my phone. And then I get distracted on my phone and then I kind of lose interest in the show.
Totally.
Yeah, even a 30-second commercial will make you just so angry.
Well, you lose the momentum that you had.
We're so impatient as a species.
Yeah, well, it's changed us. Netflix really has changed the game. And it is really interesting and confusing. In fact, I think I had seen that it was The Grinch, which has been on Netflix, is now no longer on Netflix. And people are like, why would you get rid of it right before Christmas?
That's dumb.
When people want to watch it. Now, it's all licensing and things like that. And I'm sure it's gone somewhere else where somebody paid for it. And Netflix is like, okay, it's not worth paying that much money on the viewers we get back.
Is that a good Christmas movie? Is that one you have to watch? I've never seen it.
I like it.
The one with Jim Carrey, I haven't.
There's several of them.
I like it. It's kind of interesting because, I have the Christmas specials I grew up with. And my favorites of that is the Rudolph. I feel like I need to watch that every year. The Christmas Vacation.
Christmas Story, is that on your list?
No, I don't know why. I never really grew up with that. And it was kind of interesting because I heard somebody who just saw it for the first time commenting on it. Like, it feels like there's a lot of toxicity and bullying in that thing.
Well, I mean, it was made, I think, in '84. It was based from the 50s.
Yeah, and they were like, I didn't really like it. It just kind of... It wasn't the kind of tone that I really want to go with Christmas.
Snowflake.
Yeah, so they didn't really enjoy it for that reason. I don't love that one. It's okay. I'll put it on, but it's not a must-watch. Some of the newer ones that are on, I've got some hit or misses. Like The Grinch with Jim Carrey, I do like that one. And we often put that on and watch that every single year. The one that I'm not sure that I really like is the Polar Express. And it kind of makes me feel weird. I think it's the fact that Tom Hanks has to play every character, and they all kind of sound like Tom Hanks.
I wasn't feeling it either, man.
Yeah.
Home Alone is a great one.
That's kind of become, oddly enough, with the kids, they love that. And so we honestly kind of watch that every year now.
Rocco just giggles with delight.
I think kids love that one.
Yeah.
So that's become actually kind of a new tradition on an old movie. It's, 30 years old?
It's a great one.
Anything Charlie Brown, the Christmas Charlie Brown one, that one's awesome.
Yeah. I do love the Charlie Brown, and there's a switch again, kind of the confusion on, wait, where are my favorite shows? That's going to be happening, and especially with Charlie Brown. Remember, it used to, I think, always be on CBS, and it was in my mind that CBS and Charlie Brown were just kindred spirits, one and the same. And then Apple TV somehow now owns Charlie Brown, and they were only going to make it exclusive to Apple TV, and people were flipping out saying, oh, we got to pay for that, blah, blah, blah. So coming up on Sunday, they're going to air it on PBS at 7:30. So if you want to set a DVR, if you are old school and don't have that, then you got to sit down and watch it live at 7:30 this coming Sunday.
Who is society more mean to? Rudolph, because they're jerks to Rudolph, or Charlie Brown?
Yeah, there was a lot of toxicity back in the day. I'm too soft. I'm glad I didn't grow up back then. I wasn't tough enough for the 50s or whatever that era was, 60s.
Kids have a feel-good Christmas story?
Yeah, I know. It's really tough stuff. So, coming up here in just a couple of minutes on the KVJ show, I had asked this question last week, and I wasn't sure about it because, Virginia and I, or at least Virginia definitely, I assume I am, but I never got my test results for my antibody test. I think I might go in and possibly do that this week.
Okay.
Just to see where I am, because I'm getting at about the 3-month mark since I had the COVID.
Uh-oh, someone's becoming human again.
I don't know. I don't think anybody knows.
Well, yeah, because then you have people like Tom Hanks and Rita Wilson who had it back in March, said they just got tested for the antibodies and they still have them.
Mm-hmm, exactly.
So you're like, okay, then if they have them for 8 months, can I have them for 8 months?
But that's Hanks, though. He's magical.
He is.
You know what I mean?
Except in the Polar Express.
You're right.
Yeah, none of us like that movie. It's a turd.
If he redid it today, he'd have a character with COVID in there. And he would play that character too. So do you need a vaccine if you've had COVID? Didn't we ask this question last week?
Yes, but we don't know the answer.
Residents of long-term facilities get to start off first. Healthcare workers in high-risk environments go next. Then it's people 65 and older, and then those with pre-existing medical conditions. So if you're not in that grouping, you're going to be waiting for a while. And if you've already had the COVID, you might be waiting a little bit longer than that. In fact, the question is, do you even need the vaccine if you already had COVID? I've already tested positive. Virginia's already had it. In fact, she's tested positive for the antibodies.
Right. I tested negative for the virus when you guys had it, and I thought I had it. And then I tested positive for the antibodies a few weeks later. So I guess I did have it. And I guess that false negative was what I had.
See, I feel like you should get retested because you've got two completely different things that they're saying. And just take it from me, when it comes to the medical community, they get things wrong a lot. Not a lot. They just get things wrong.
Well, and especially in the world of COVID, it seems this is what's been so frustrating through this last year is the conflicting information. Where one day it says one thing and the next day it says something completely different. So do you need the vaccine if you've already had COVID? The short answer is you should, but you can wait. You don't need to be at the front of the line. Maybe one day you might want to do it, but you will likely be good for a while. You can sit back and just kind of chill. They say a vast majority of people that have been infected with coronavirus produce at least some antibodies and immune cells to fight off the infection. So you should be good. It's not a guarantee, but they say that it is definitely the better route to get the vaccine than to just, because some people are going, you know what, I'll just go contract COVID and go that way. And they say that's not a good plan because almost 1 in 3 people who recover from COVID now are having chronic complaints, either exhaustion or racing heart. And this is happening months after. I told you my wife still hasn't gotten her sense of smell back.
Long-term side effects.
Yeah. That's what's happening.
Some people, they had the whole, I watched this whole special that freaked me out on
boy.
CBS.
Oh, no.
They've actually started opening clinics now in New York. There's some specialized clinics that focus on long-term side effects of people that are jacked up from the COVID side effects. And it doesn't affect most people that had COVID, but a small percentage are severely jacked up.
Yeah, it's really random. Just some of the side effect stuff I've heard, people's hair falling out, people's teeth falling out. I even think I saw today it causes ED.
But
I saw that too.
Yeah,
is that
you're like,
real, though?
What's going on?
Is that because someone's going to hear that and go, oh my gosh, COVID, it makes your teeth fall out?
How's your penis? Is it okay?
How
It's going good.
accurate is
I'm
that?
fine. They're noticing, and that's what's weird, is that people are getting different kind of effects that have had the COVID. And the one thing that I had seen, because initially we were like it was a respiratory disease, and they're starting to see that it does some stuff to your blood and immune system and things like that. So they're kind of almost like re-clarifying this round of it, because it is a coronavirus, which is typically a respiratory thing, but this COVID-19 got a little something extra, little special extra sauce in it.
Yeah, some of the worst people that they portrayed on the special were having neuromuscular issues, and like they couldn't control their muscles or their limbs, and like, oh my gosh.
Did they cover the ED?
They did not get into any penis chat.
I think that would be probably an important one to get into.
If you've got one, yeah, I can see where it's important.
But
to
it's
you.
different for everybody. Here I am stepping out of it, and I'm good. I got nothing, at least nothing I notice. So I seem to be fine with it.
Some people have said they've noticed a little extra smugginess, but is that COVID?
That is a possible new side effect. Makes you extra smug. Yeah, the thing that's going to be interesting, though, is are you going to have to get the vaccine? Because I know some people are anti-vaxxers. They don't believe in it. They think conspiracy things going on here. There was even one politician that is trying to tag on, if you want a stimulus check, you got to get a vaccine. And people are like, that's not a good idea. It's not going to be well received.
I can't believe they had to tell him that's not a good idea.
I think people are trying. I'm not sure he's listening.
Did he say that, or was that on social media?
No, he's fighting for it. He's actually trying to put the bill forward, and some people are like, let's not do that. But, I think he's still believing it's a good idea. And the thing I think is going to be interesting with this is, what about your job? Where maybe it could be travel restrictions, and maybe it could be your employment, your kids going to school, where you would need to show proof of a vaccine to step into some of these normal things that you used to do in life. And they had talked to some attorneys, and the attorneys that they had interviewed said that, yeah, likely your workplace, if they want to force a vaccine on you for employment, they could be able to do that legally.
Wow.
So imagine that. You might have to make that decision where you're like, okay, I really don't want to get the vaccine, but my job is saying that I can. They said your job probably can require you to get a coronavirus vaccine.
I remember going to the hospital with little smiles like before Corona, and hospital employees telling me, oh yeah, we had to get the flu shot. If we didn't get the flu shot, then you have to like wear a mask to work all day. And this was like way before masks were a thing.
Right.
So the hospitals were making their employees get the flu shot.
I just don't want ED. Not yet, anyway. It's too early.
That's why you want the vaccine then.
ED at this point is just not right.
Yeah.
You've still got some life in you.
Yeah.
I mean, Kevin's not using his, but I feel like you still have a future.
Then we got some left in the tank.
Yeah, the reason why they say that even if you've had the COVID, you want to get the vaccine is that it'll give you a more full coverage of it. In fact, they said volunteers who received the Moderna shot had more antibodies in their blood than did people who had been sick with COVID-19. So the vaccine is superior to just having COVID.
Gotcha.
And they say, you know, it's safe and probably even beneficial for anybody who's had COVID to get the vaccine at some point. But you can stand at the end of the line and feel pretty good about it, that you're like, okay, I've got a light shield over me. But when I have the opportunity and everybody else who needs it first has done it, then you might want to consider, if that's your thing, to get the vaccine eventually.
If you are guaranteed, if you got the vaccine, there's no way you're gonna get sick, and there's a good chance you might not get sick with some other stuff. But the side effect was you grew a tail, small tail. Do you still do it?
No, I'm not sure I'm going to do it now.
6 inches.
Nope.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a pretty good side effect.
You get power peen, like that thing grows, but you also have a tail. Do you take it?
I think I think a tail would be cool, by the way. I'm not against the tail like Ralston is.
You add 2 inches and you have to have a tail.
Wouldn't it be kind of confusing, though? How'd you know front from back? I might put on my pants backwards.
There's going to be a learning period.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Few celebrity birthdays today. Happy birthday to Aaron Carter. I believe he's trying to look for a celebrity fight out there. He wants to throw his name into the ring because these celebrity fights, this has now become the thing. Logan Paul has started it. And
Is Logan Paul really fighting Floyd Mayweather?
Yes, he is. Yeah.
Mayweather's going to kill him.
It's going to happen in February. Apparently, it's a done deal.
I would think so.
I mean, Floyd has to. There's no way Logan Paul can get a shot in. You have to destroy Logan Paul.
Logan Paul's bigger than Mayweather?
But does
That's
that
the only
matter?
thing.
You need to go watch that Logan Paul fight that just happened. He laid that dude
Nate
out.
Robinson, yeah.
I thought that was Jake Paul who did that. I thought Jake Paul laid him
I
out.
don't know. I think it's Logan that's doing it. Unfortunately, I don't spend a lot of time looking at either one of these knucklehead brothers. But
I think it's Logan Paul.
I think they're both doing it, y'all.
Are they?
Yeah.
Okay. So who was it that knocked out Nate Robinson? Was that, you were saying that was...
That was Jake Paul.
And so it's his older brother Logan that is now fighting Floyd Mayweather, you're saying, Jaybird?
Yeah.
Okay.
Both of them are fighting? All right.
right.
I'm confused.
Jaybird here with the dirt of the day.
I believe
Wow.
both of the
There's
Paul
too many
brothers.
Paul boys.
I think they're both in the
There's
doing
only
it.
two, luckily.
They're both doing the
You know.
boxing.
Oh, they are? Wow. Okay. Well, Aaron Carter would like to get into the ring as well. So he's out there apparently looking for a fight. Was it Justin Bieber? I think he's trying to get to fight him, which that's never going to happen. He's turning 33 today, so his fighting days are starting to age out. Got to get in the ring soon, Aaron. Sarah Bareilles is turning 41 today. So there you go. That's some of your celebrity birthdays. Another birthday, somebody emailed in, says, Adam said, my girlfriend tunes me out with your show daily. Can you please show her some love for her birthday? Her name is Nicole Elliott, and she's a fiercely loyal listener, viewer, follower of you guys, and it would make her day. If anything, do it for another Buckeye brother, Kevin O.H. Yeah, very nice.
Nicole.
And thank you, too, to, I think it was Amanda that had sent me this. This is the southernmost Buckeye Nation bar in Key West. They got a Buckeye bar down there, and so she went down to Key West and saw it, got it for me. So I'm wearing that
Key
today.
West was super chill when I was there. I loved the vibe. It was perfect for your COVID de-stress moment.
Yeah, it is nice. I remember it was a Saturday morning I went there one time, and they do have a Buckeye bar right there on Duval, and went there, and it was the only thing that was raging. A bunch of angry, drunk Buckeye fans at 11 o'clock in the morning. So you got a birthday, you want to get on the KVJ show, you can let us know. Send us an email, mail@kvjshow.com, mail@kvjshow.com. So my wife has become TikTok obsessed. She is always on the social media platform, just kind of like scanning through it. My whole family is. I'm the only one that's really not into TikTok. And they just are always sharing TikTok videos back and forth, whether it be little comedy skits or just something that they see. There really is a ton of stuff on TikTok.
There's a ton of stuff. It's also great if you want to stalk your kid and see what she's up to. I watch a lot of Magnolia TikTok videos just to sniff around.
What's she doing on TikTok?
It's interesting. There's some fascinating things that I've learned from watching her TikToks.
What kind of stuff are you getting? Like her friend groups? and
Yeah,
what they're
friend
doing?
group, boy drama, that sort of stuff. I can see stuff playing out
You
on
make a
TikTok.
boy drama TikTok?
Well, you can see like which boy is featured and which aren't, and then you make a
that says something,
statement,
yeah.
and then this friend is featured, and that one is not, and maybe this one is shamed a little bit.
That's how you make a statement today. You don't include somebody in a TikTok video?
Or you make a TikTok video without them at their enemy's house.
Oh, my goodness.
Gosh,
wow, what a
that's-
stab in the heart,
I
huh?
mean, that just sounds
What a-
so awful.
It's a lot of work I'm doing over here.
Oh, wow. Yeah. There's a lot of stuff that you get. Well, my wife is getting all these different TikTok hacks, and basically anything that she is doing now, she has seen on TikTok. If she's drinking like a new dandelion tea, it's because she saw something about it on TikTok. If she's drinking new frothy coffee, it's because she saw about it on TikTok.
TikTok tea.
I come home one day, like a couple weeks ago, and there's a shelf out of our front door, and there's sodas and chips and everything else. I'm like, what? And she saw on TikTok that somebody made this cute little thing for all the delivery people to come up and take a soda or a bag of chips or something like that. That thing lasted about a week because not one delivery person took anything that we left out there. It was a complete failure. It looked great on TikTok. It was cute, and you had like a little vase here with some flowers. And it's like, see, and delivery people are just gonna love it. And not one. They're like, no, I'm busy and I don't trust random food.
You're weird.
Yeah, so that didn't go too well. And I can tell the latest thing that my wife is into, and I just overheard her going through TikTok, and I heard a video with this going on. I'm like, okay, this is where this came from. My wife really wants to go thrift shopping. I'm like, okay.
It's so fun.
I'm like, all right, what is this? So I guess her idea, and this clearly is TikTok inspired, we go out to thrift shops and we see who can put together the best outfit.
What a fun activity. I
Yeah,
love that.
that's like a game.
That'd be such a fun Saturday.
That's so not Kevin's deal.
You got to be into it. It would suck if you're not into it.
This is a guy that before COVID had some germ issues.
So
Wearing somebody else's pants, and I don't know where they've been or whatever's gone on.
there's definitely more COVID in the thrift shop than there is in the mall.
And the thrift shops, they don't always wash their stuff.
Oh, I said, yeah, no
The
doubt.
thrift shop doesn't wash anything. They take stuff, and it's on the good word of the donor that it was cleaned before it was
Yeah.
given.
So if you buy a shirt with a stain, that's a true stain. That's
It is.
yeah.
That's the kind of stuff that I'm like, yeah. And I'm like, well, don't surprise us on me because I got to make sure I'm wearing drawers. So I want to play along and be a good sport about this. But I've heard it, I guess they're doing this a lot because the video I heard my wife watching last night, she's like, when I go into a thrift shop and I look for jeans, I don't waste going through every different pair. I know the exact fade style that I want. So I want a lighter fade or black jeans. That's the only two I look through. And that saves me so much time when I'm thrift shopping. So I need to put together my thrift shopping hacks because I don't know anything. I'll walk in and be like, okay, what am I looking for? I'm like, are they going to have shirts in my size? What
I
am I
think
doing
you
here?
should be looking for skinny jeans.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely.
You can find some really cool stuff at thrift shops. Not only just clothing, but just cool.
Yeah.
You should go over to the Goodwill on Palm Beach Island. That's my favorite thrift shop because you can actually find cool stuff there. Like fancy uber rich people drop off stuff there.
And if someone dies in one of those blazers, at least it's a rich person spirit that's
Is it-
on
okay.
there, right?
Yeah. My wife's mapping it out. Every single thrift shop we drive by now, she's got one here, she's got one there, she got one there. So, for me, a lot of times I just need to mentally be prepared. So I guess I have to go into TikTok and start looking at thrift shopping hacks. I mean, what do I have to do to brace myself for this?
You need to have a few beers before this because it'll loosen you up a little bit with your germ phobic.
Knock down some of the anxiety.
Yeah.
To me, that would be a fun activity to do, though. But
You should come with the family.
Everyone on board's got to be into it.
Yeah,
that's
so-
the only thing.
I know I'll be okay. I don't want to poo-poo on it. I'm trying to get myself I just need to mentally be prepared, if that makes sense. So I'm like, okay, I just got to kind of get everything
Will
right.
they be mad if you wear like gloves and stuff? Or
I don't know that I'm going to do that, but I will definitely be mindful about touching my face, and you definitely got to have some kind of hand sanitizer when I get out of there.
There's some cool thrift shops in Lake Park. I can send you some links in Jupiter.
Yeah, that's it. If people do this, just kind of give me a real quick so I don't have to stoop to going to TikTok. You could let me know what do I need to know, where the best thrift shops to go to. Do a lot of people do this?
I mean, you're talking to a guy who was raised on thrift shops and garage sales. I mean, we did this all the time.
The thing that to me would be exhausting, and I liked what that girl had said, is there's so much stuff to look through. I don't want to go through an entire thrift shop. Like, how do I just zero in on where I go, what I might find that would actually work?
There's a men's section usually.
Okay. So I've never really done this. This is going to be a whole new world for me. Like,
will you be
Marshalls
getting
and all that.
shoes as well?
I think it's supposed to be the whole thing. Yeah.
And how do you know they're not?
He's gonna be so skeeved out.
It's. I'm really I'm trying to mentally prepare myself.
You could bring like a little mini can of Lysol. And I'll get you one. They have them at Home
spray everything
Depot
down before I put them on.
Yes,
that's smart.
You
okay,
because I got the mini cans of Lysol for my grandma.
It's brilliant.
Just to spray everything before you touch it.
That's what I need. You're right. I need that. I need the hand sanitizer. I just got to get the thrift shopping crash kit together. It's tough for me to walk into a situation where I don't have any kind of bearing of what's going on. It's just a guy that's got all my little, mental quirks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're going to be twitching if you don't prepare.
It's a challenge.
And don't think about the fact that somebody could have died in those shoes.
Yeah.
From COVID.
Dead man shoes.
Yeah, they're dead COVID.
Well, they have a
shoes.
COVID section?
Yeah, they do. They totally
Okay.
do.
All right. Coming up here in a couple of minutes, we got the call 'em outs today. Who do you need to call out and for what? You can start hitting us up with those. Call or text them in, 877-979-WRMF, 877-979-9763, including a dad who wants to call out his wife for not letting him know that his teenage daughter was going to be having a sleepover. You'll find out exactly why next. Got some thoughts here on doing the thrift shopping. I was telling you, my wife has seen this on TikTok, and this is going to be our next fun family challenge. We're going to go out to different thrift shops, and the challenge is to put together the best outfit. I'm not very fashionable, don't know a lot about that stuff, and know a lot less about thrift shops. So.
But you know how to have fun, though.
I do. I want to be with the family. I don't want to be a party pooper. I want to be in good spirits, but it's about, for me, knowing ahead of time, maybe just a little things that I should know about doing this so that I can handle it the best way possible.
You guys should post your pictures on social media. I think that'd actually do really well.
I think we're going to, yeah. That's going to be the name of the game. We'll see what we do. The one thing that I worried about, even before COVID, I'm a little, germ conscious, I guess is the best way to put it. And so, for me, that's kind of the thing that I have, just knowing that, okay, have these things been washed ahead of time? I don't think a lot of them have, right? They just take them and...
Well, it's the honor system.
Yeah.
They ask that anything you donate is clean and fresh.
Right.
But
I know a lot of people, and they're not very honorable. So.
I'm sure people are cool.
Yeah. Somebody said you definitely need to wash your garment before wearing. I wouldn't try it on there. I would just say, yeah. I mean, if you're buying a pair of pants for $1, who needs to try it on? Be like, yeah, no, I'm not going to take this. Waste the $1. Just take it home and call it good.
I think your family is going to be using the fitting room at the thrift shop, right?
I don't know.
Not all thrift shops have fitting rooms.
And some people said, too, that during COVID, they think a lot of them are closed.
Oh.
Yeah, so you might just have to go in there and buy what you think and then try them out. And then if it doesn't work, it doesn't work.
I got some good thrift shops for you.
You do?
They're a little grimy, but it's just what you're looking for.
No, you need to go to Palm Beach Island, I'm telling you.
You are? Okay.
Yes.
Somebody actually sent a note, said that I believe the one on Palm Beach Island is closed. Last time I went there, it was empty.
That was the good one.
We've been trying to go to that one for a while. We were going to do a field trip on our own.
I have so much stuff that I bought there in my house. I loved that store.
I walked out of the Goodwill with a sack of jackets, Kevin, for under $30. A sack of them.
Yeah?
Yeah. Good deals.
Somebody said if you want to get a good thrift shop, I wanted to be chic in Wellington on the Greenview Shores and Forest Hill. They have awesome stuff there. Somebody said our sister's place is a thrift shop in Tequesta. And you're also helping a good cause if you go there, women battling domestic violence.
Oh, yeah, that's right by my house.
Mm-hmm. And then Jose said the Goodwill on South Dixie Highway is the best in West Palm Beach. Okay, thank you very much. Pam is on here from Port St. Lucie, and you said that you and your friends are going to be doing this?
Well, actually, I came up with an idea. that it's going to be a challenge for my fiance and I. We're going to each get $25. We go to whatever thrift shops we want and shop separately. And then on date night, we surprise each other with the outfit. Mind you, I love the movie Caddyshack, and I love checkered golf pants, so this should be fun.
Oh, that's cool. Okay, I like that. And I assume, are you going to do it on TikTok then?
No, I don't go on TikTok. It's just going to be something I want to do kind of off and on for fun.
Yeah.
Change things up and see how much we trust each other.
That's cool.
For the
That's
love
fun.
of the game, but it's all about likes and shares, dog.
I get this. I can see where this is fun. I'm like, okay, that's what I'm just trying to tell myself. But I think with anything in life, there's a right way and a wrong way to do it. And when I step into thrift shopping, I want to make sure I'm doing it the right way.
I like when couples do fun games like this.
Yeah,
It's
it's
fun.
cute. It spices it up.
There you go. All right. Well, thank you very much for the advice so far. 877-979-WRMF. You got something else? And somebody said, hey, Kev, just to let you know, a lot of the thrift stores, they let their donations sit in the back for days before even touching it, so it will be safe. Don't have any COVID fears. And it's not really the COVID.
It's the rickets.
It's the stains.
And the body lice.
Yes, that's more the concerns. Any call-em outs here today? You can let us know, 877-979-WRMF. Got an email here. This is kind of a call-em out about somebody that's a little bit surprised by a sleepover. It says, I was in the shower after work on Friday, and I needed some clothes that I knew were in the dryer, so I walked from the shower to the laundry room in my towel, and then dropped my towel as I was searching through a mound of clothes looking for some clean underwear. I hear a noise behind me. I turn around to see a teenage girl just staring at me. Apparently, my 13-year-old daughter was having a sleepover, and my wife had not alerted me to the fact.
Oh, no.
So I like to call my wife out for not telling me and for thinking that the right thing to do is for me now to call this girl's parents and tell her what happened.
Oh, my gosh.
I'm not happy it happened, but it was an innocent mistake. And wouldn't it sound weird and creepy and pervy if I call her parents? I'd be like, hey, your daughter saw me naked. Is this something that's necessary?
Oh, my gosh. I don't know.
How much did she see everything?
Yeah. What was her reaction?
He did not say, but apparently they locked eyes and she saw something else.
Oh, my.
Yeah.
Maybe the wife can call and say, look, we had a little bit of a mishap.
Yeah, I don't think the husband should be the one calling. It needs to be mom to mom.
Because it's her. She didn't tell the husband, so he didn't know. Yep, this is on the wife. She needs to call them.
Okay.
Yeah, we've rolled.
That's okay. Jaybird's got it. Jaybird's got you.
I think V's backing me
I
up.
Your wife
totally
owes you a
agree.
solid by doing this.
Yes.
Yeah, and your wife needs to fall on the sword.
Don't say solid and don't say sword.
what are we talking about there? Yeah. Kind of a fitting song for today. Cold front is coming through and the rain is bringing it in. The next couple of days, it is only going to be in the 60s for a high.
Ooh.
Yeah. And make sure you put sweaters on your iguanas because it is going to get chilly and they're going to be falling out the trees probably in the next couple of days.
And they like to look cute,
Yeah, they do.
like all of us.
Yeah. Get them from a thrift shop, though. It's a place to do it. All right, got a little round of Think Fast here for a Monday. Hopefully you guys are prepared mentally for this.
So ready.
Oh, the Christmas witch is going down.
She is, huh? Okay. All right, I got different categories here between Virginia, Jaybird, and Denny's. We'll see who can think the fastest. Suits is going to be the ultimate judge with me here, helping you out. All right, first up in Think Fast here today. Okay, it is a tacky Christmas present that starts with the letter C.
Calendar! Calendar.
I couldn't even hear what you said.
Calendar!
They said decanter.
I did too. I was like, decanter. It starts with a D. Calendar, yeah, we can go with that. All right.
Seriously, you need to tone it down.
You're right. I anticipated his letter and I guessed it right. So I was very excited.
Wow.
Sorry, audience.
Cat calendar.
That's funny. I had summer sausage loaded.
I had cheese log.
Oh, that would have worked.
I don't
yeah.
know if that's tacky.
I was about to say something, and then I had the life scared out of me.
I know.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
It was a little alarming.
Don't send me any messages.
People come in and cause less damage with, like, I don't know, active shooter warnings.
Okay, we get it. I'm loud.
Okay, think fast. Something you might find on a Christmas tree that starts with the letter T.
Tinsel.
Oh, soup.
That's Vicious V, I think. Is that?
Oh, he said by a mile.
Come on, Reek.
Yeah. By a mile.
By a mile.
What's Reek talking about?
By a mile.
Reek got them good ears. He knows what he heard.
He's got the young ears.
He got them baby ears.
Okay, think fast here. It starts with the letter S and is something you hang in your house during the holidays.
Stocking.
Girl was on that. Wow. Okay. It is a mode of transportation to use in the snow that starts with the letter S.
Sleigh.
It suits to say in Virginia.
What?
Yeah.
He said no contest on that one.
Sit down, Earthquake Pennington. You're so loud and so wrong.
I love that nickname.
Loud and wrong.
Earthquake Pennington.
I like the sound of that.
Loud and wrong, baby. Okay, Virginia's up 3-1 over the Bird.
Oh my God.
Denny's has been eliminated.
Got that Christmas goose.
Stay with me for support, dog.
I'll hang in here.
Mm-hmm. It is a sugary holiday treat you might actually use as a decoration. It starts with the letter C.
Candy cane.
I mean,
It's cookie versus candy cane, and the judges go Virginia candy cane.
Oh, just like that.
Your boy Reek is on the take.
Virginia, very impressive round today.
Oh, thank you, Kevin.
She's definitely thinking fast.
And not scaring my coworkers.
Speaking of scaring coworkers, I'm hearing that Cy Dobbins is back in town. So look out, Suits.
No.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Suits, you better get on your game with that traffic.
Somebody was talking about the thrift shop competitions and said one thing that my family does this time of year is gift competitions. Does anybody else's family do this? They said here in their text, every year there's a competition between my siblings to try to give my mom a gift that makes her cry.
What a fun competition.
Fun for everybody but Mom.
No, I guess Mom loves it. It's a gift that will make Mom cry. Like she just gets so emotional.
Happy tears.
Yes.
Happy tears, yeah. And if two gifts make her cry, then whichever one makes her cry the most wins. My mom's kind of a crier, and she just loves all this sweet stuff. The year my wife and I won, we gave my mom a giant vase filled with 365 little slips of paper, and each one had a nice memory on it. And every day for the next year, my mom could pull out a good memory from it. And then when she did so, she would take a picture and she'd email it to the entire family. So the entire year, my family's hating me.
Oh,
because
wow.
every day my mom sends out another photo and just rubs it in on how I won that year. Like, oh, I remember this memory and blah, blah, blah.
It's a reminder that you're the champ the entire year.
The entire year.
It's solid.
Yeah.
But that's so big. How do you top that?
Last year, my sister won it with a giant blanket that had my mom and dad's wedding picture on it.
A blanket?
A blanket with mom and dad's wedding picture.
Would you like that gift?
If you're a weepy mom and it's a picture of you and your husband from your wedding day, and you get to get cozy in it,
Okay,
yeah,
all right, you sold me.
I could see a sweet weepy mom loving that.
Okay.
If I got you that, it's you and Panda on a comforter. Do I get some witchy tears?
I think you get the tears.
I do.
Yeah. I don't know. Does anybody else do any kind of gift competition in their family?
I mean, it was always a good thing if you could make mom cry with an emotional gift. I mean, that is
that's how you
a
win.
feather in your cap. Yeah.
Okay. Anybody else doing that? They'd like to know. 877-979-WRMF. I thought this was cute. Somebody had texted in. We're talking about, does anybody else have any kind of competitions for gift giving during the holidays? Somebody said, my family and I do that competition to see who can get mom the best gift to make her cry. One year, I got her an antique Christmas ornament. Now, this particular ornament was passed down to her since her grandmother, and my little brother had broken it when he was a child years and years ago.
Oh.
And then I found it in a thrift store. I got it this 5 years ago, and to this day, it's on the Christmas tree every year to remind my brothers that I won Christmas 5 years ago.
Wow.
She's never been able to find one since he broke it, and then I found it. First time she cried at Christmas. My mom is not a crier either.
Wow, you're the winner. You won.
Yeah.
You're the best kid.
That's
You're the favorite.
Coming up here in just a couple of minutes on Friday, we're talking about you on our Mic Drop feature on the 97.9 WRMF app, sending us your virtual drunken office Christmas party messages, where you can leave it there and then we'll take the audio and slow it down because you're not going to likely have a Christmas party this year because of COVID. If you still like that tradition of having too much to drink and then telling your boss stuff that you probably shouldn't do, you can do it now just on the radio.
I love it, too. Get it off your chest. You've been carrying around this stuff you want to say to your boss all year. Here's your chance.
That's right. We got a couple submissions from over the weekend we got for you next here on the KVJ show. Hey, well, unfortunately, you're likely not going to have that holiday party to get drunk and tell your boss what you really think of him. So we are giving you a chance instead to do it through the Mic Drop feature of our 97.9 WRMF app. And the cool thing about that, if you log in some time on there, there's some cool things that you can actually win, including a 4-day, 3-night, 5-star vacation for two with some airfare to the Sandals Negril Beach Resort and Spa in Jamaica. If you just put in 4 hours today, you get an entry for that. Our free trip Friday ends this Friday, so you want to jump on that pretty quick. So we went to check, and we got some interesting submissions here of people leaving us a mic drop, including Patrick F. This is what he would like to get out to his boss. Now, what we've done, we took the audio here and we've slowed it down just to make Patrick F. sound a little bit more drunk than what he really is. But the message is still there. If you could tell your boss anything at the company Christmas party, what would you tell him?
Every day you bitch about the stupidest when I never see you do 1 ounce of work. All you do is bitch. Wah, wah, wah.
That's amazing.
All you do is bitch. Wah, wah, wah. Come on, do some work. Angie sent this one to our mic drop.
Oh my God, I start a new job October 1st. You give me 3 weeks, yay me. Then you brag about how you close for Christmas. And then you have the balls to take that whole week off my 3-week vacation.
Ooh.
What the heck is up with that?
That's a good point.
Wait, she makes a lot of good points. A lot of times when you're drunk, you make good points, right?
You really do, yeah. So there you go. It's the next best thing. You can continue to send in those submissions. If you got something you would like to say to your boss that would typically need a little liquid courage to do it, do your rant on our mic drop feature. The WRMF app, it's absolutely free. You can go download it in your app store, and you can listen to us live and check our podcast out, too.
And when you slow it down like that, it really kind of is like a voice disguiser. So the boss is not going to know it's you. You're going to get it off your chest. Everybody gets a good laugh. We all win.
Mm-hmm. I love it. And, you know, people are using it for other things, too. They're going out on the weekends and just are sending us goofy messages. So, yeah, I'm cool with that. You send us something funny, we'll play it on the radio.
I love it.
Angie was out drinking with her girlfriends in Hollywood, and they decided to use the mic drop feature. And I guess they missed Drunk Girl Trivia that we normally do, so they went out, and when they got hammered, they started to play.
Is this the same Angie that told off her boss?
I think it's a different Angie.
The guy, yeah.
Yeah, a different Angie. A lot of Angies are using the mic drop feature here. So here's what Angie and her girlfriends did with the mic drop feature.
All right, we're bringing back Drunk Girl Trivia. Ready?
Go.
Okay, go. Name all of Santa's Name all of Santa's reindeer. Go.
Oh my God. Okay, Dancer, Comet, Blitzen. That's 3. Rudolph. Donner. Oh my God, Donner. Good job. Team effort. No, Santa's not a reindeer.
Wow,
Santa's not a reindeer.
Wow, what were they drinking? Moonshine?
I'll have what she's having.
Wherever they were, that place was raging.
It sounded like a carnival.
I mean, you would never know we got a pandemic going on in Broward County, huh? Yeah, that's actually been kind of the issue going on, I know, in Broward County, as there's been some complaints about how open they have been. You know, they had the wharf that opened up a couple weeks ago. right there, beautiful on the New River. But then did you see the photo of about like, it looked like 1,000 people crammed around the bar with no masks on?
Oh, boy.
That tends to happen around a bar.
Yeah, well, they were saying, we felt like we had the space and people would space out. It's an open air place as well, so it seemed, in theory, that the wharf would work out great. And then, bam, when you open the bar, everybody gravitates towards where the alcohol is. And all it took was somebody snap that one magical photo. They go, did you see the wharf on Friday night? And then, boom, they're shut down again.
Despicable.
Mm-hmm. Despicable.
Oh, they shut them down again.
They got 3 fines, I think, in night 1.
Okay.
And I think they shut themselves down.
Okay.
They were like, yeah, maybe we shouldn't do this. But that seems to be, the big rub and the big question here. And I don't know if it was because of the wharf, but something is what triggered Wallet Hub to name Fort Lauderdale as the least safe city in all of America.
So it's in our listening area. Congratulations.
Yeah. Least safe from just life in general or COVID?
It's kind of a combination. Now, if you look at the criteria that Wallet Hub, they're a credit report and consumer website. They evaluated things like COVID-19 cases among residents.
Okay.
The risk of a natural disaster like earthquakes or hurricanes.
Okay.
The unemployment rate, the poverty rate, and assaults.
Okay, but we have to have all of that going on for it to be the most dangerous. That's pretty good.
Yeah, so it's kind of apparently a perfect mix.
Yeah, we got the COVID, we got the hurricanes, we got the assaults. Check, check, check.
Unemployment.
Hurricanes, baby.
Congratulations. Yeah. The mayor seemed to dispute that and wasn't too hip on the survey that Wallet Hub did.
But he's got to say that.
Right.
He can't be like, yeah, I agree.
Yeah, Dean Trantalis is not really feeling it, but he would like to debate it. That's what Wallet Hub says.
Wallet Hub's like, we don't debate.
Yeah.
We just put stuff out there.
We're not here for that kind of stuff. They had a couple other South Florida cities in there. Miami was at number 153. And maybe that's it. They're going, what? We're worse than Miami?
Well, 153 is nothing compared to number 1. I mean, come on.
Port St. Lucie, you were at number 132.
Pizzle!
You made the list, and they've got Pembroke Pines at 93 on the Wallet Hub list. Which, again, the Fort Lauderdale mayor is
that's all
debating.
that's kind of in the same area, right?
Oh, yeah. Pretty much a lot to borrow Miami-Dade. And then, of course, you got St. Lucie County in there as well. They're throwing one in. I saw this and didn't even realize it was happening. Do you know they had another one of those space launches? Maybe because it's clouded. Yeah, I don't know if anybody saw it. Normally, we get those photos when we come in here the day after they do a space launch.
Normally, I see it on everybody's Facebook. Oh, look what I saw last night. And you can barely tell what it is. It's like a blurry picture of the sky.
No, not all of them. There's some good photos out there. Virginia always hating on space.
Sorry. Always hating on space.
Sorry, not sorry.
Maybe it had to do with the cloud cover that we didn't get any, but they did another SpaceX Falcon 9 rocket boost. It is a next-gen cargo ship that they launched into orbit yesterday. I guess this is the second contract that SpaceX has got. The first one was like a $3 billion contract. This one like a $2 billion. You're wondering why, what's his name, is jumping up the list on the richest people in the world?
Elon Musk.
Yeah.
Your boy.
I saw those contracts. I'm like, no wonder he's
your
jumping
robot
up that list.
leader.
Yeah. It's the new Cargo Dragon. They had 6,500 pounds of crew supplies, spare parts, science gear, and other equipment. 24th Falcon 9 launch so far this year. Can you believe that? They're doing 2 a month?
Wow.
I didn't know that. It's the 101st since the debut in 2010.
And for somebody who doesn't know what any of this is, what are they bringing out?
They're bringing crew supplies, spare parts, science gear, and other equipment. I don't know any specifics aside from that.
So for somebody that doesn't listen, Kevin, what are they bringing up there?
Well, they're bringing out crew supplies, spare parts, science gear, and other equipment.
I was hoping we'd go into a little bit more detail, but I can clearly feel like
a space blender. They've got.
Well, there's people that don't know what it is.
The official term is a buttload of Tang.
Why do you work on your 19th third of the day?
Yes, Tang and space blenders. That's what they just said to him.
I would love some Tang, right? I love Tang.
I know you do.
It's such a good drink.
What are we talking about?
A drink.
Okay.
Come on, Ralston.
You need some Tang.
Why don't you pipe down?
Okay, coming up here in just a couple of minutes, I got an email question. Should we be honest that we're not having children? Okay. Who are you talking about being honest with and why? We'll find out coming up.
Get the info on everything that's going on with us at kvjshow.com.
How should you handle this? They say, should we be honest that we're not having children? Got an email at mail@kvjshow.com, and they wanted us to leave the name out if we could, but it says, I am 34 years old and engaged to be married for the first time sometime late next year. I never rushed marriage, mainly because I knew I would never be having children. I had some health issues in my 20s and even got my tubes tied a few years ago. My fiance knows all about my situation, and he's fine with it too. It's just that his parents have started asking more and more about us having children, as they are desperate for grandkids. We're going to be seeing them coming up for Christmas, and I thought that we should just tell them rather than keeping their hopes alive. But my fiance thinks that it's really none of their business, and we shouldn't say a thing, especially at Christmas. Why ruin a good time? What do you think we should do, and what would you do if you're in this situation?
I don't think they should say anything because, yeah, they don't want kids now, but who knows what's going to happen in 10 years? Everybody could change their mind. Like, why give the disappointment? Just be excited about the upcoming nuptials. Focus on that, and don't tell them one way or another what your plan is to have kids or not have kids, because that could change.
It's personal health stuff, and even though they are family and they're going to be your in-laws, I don't think that they need to know about the intimate details about what's going on with your tubes.
You don't have to do tube talk.
Yeah.
And you could decide to do different things. Just because you can't have kids now doesn't mean you won't have kids in the future.
True. Yeah, well, even if you physically can't have your own, which it doesn't sound like she can or will, you'd still adopt. You never know. One day you might get the urge and be like, you know what? You should
so
adopt
many
a child.
options. There's surrogacy. There's all kinds of stuff.
Only a Sith lives in absolutes, my friend.
Yes. Okay. Thank you very much. You can tell somebody's been watching The Mandalorian. You said it's good, huh?
It's very good.
Very good.
I love it, but, I'm one of those older dogs that like to see the older characters come back, and a major character comes back this week.
Oh, okay.
Major Virginia. Even you would be like, oh, my gosh, he came back?
Boba Fett.
Oh, what are you doing?
Oh, I don't know. I'm just guessing. Is that right?
No. Oh, man, I don't know what to say right now. God, the Force is not strong with you.
She's a Sith Lord.
You are.
That's what Siths do.
You are a Sith
That
Lord.
would be the nature of a Sith, right? You haven't seen something yet, and they come up and spoil it, and be like, and be like, oh, I'm a Sith Lord.
I'm over here trying not to spoil things.
You're evil.
Well, I know you get all jacked up and excited every time you talk about Boba Fett. So when you're jacked up and excited, I know it's got to be about Boba Fett.
Sith Lord is here to spoil all the Star Wars Mandalorian secrets.
I've said too much.
If Boba Fett walked in here right now, I wouldn't know who the hell he was.
I can see the Sith Lord doing a weekly feature for all the people who haven't gotten to it yet, where she comes on and she tells you what happened in last night's episode.
She just blurts it out.
Yeah.
Oh,
Baby Yoda dies.
Yeah.
I mean, you guys, stop it.
That's what she does.
Oh, man, you're making people mad.
Could be actually a great little weekly feature. Virginia comes in here and just ruins The Mandalorian for everybody.
I'm guessing. I would never watch The Mandalorian. I certainly wouldn't read spoilers.
Did you accidentally read something?
I hand to God, I swear, I didn't read anything. I just read your face.
Lord Spoiler.
Be a fun little feature, unless you like The Mandalorian.
Sorry, Mandalorian fans.
It's got to be huge for Disney Plus, though, for a company that unfortunately is having to do a lot of layoffs because their theme park division is tanking right now. Though people keep telling me that it's packed. They say that they're going to Disney in Orlando and that it's been full.
One of my friends said it was busy, but it wasn't packed like it was in the olden times, i.e. last year.
Yeah.
It's still busy.
Right.
But it's not as bad.
Yeah. Well, I know the only thing right now is working for Disney is that Disney Plus app. The downloads have been really huge on that. And The Mandalorian is a major success for them. So that's the one thing they're hanging their hat on. And if you don't have it yet, they're trying to sweeten the pie as well. Mulan is now available at Disney Plus at no additional charge. I thought you'd had to have the app, right? And then you had to pay extra to watch it.
Right. At first, you did have to pay extra.
Mm-hmm. Maybe it's a love them or hate them. How do you feel about ugly Christmas sweaters, Virginia? What is your take on them? Love them or hate them?
I think it's cute. I feel like a lot of times when people, in years past would have ugly Christmas sweater parties down here, the weather wouldn't cooperate. I'm not wearing an ugly Christmas sweater if it's 80 degrees.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that is kind of the challenge. And, a lot of people have done them. They've been around, they've been doing ugly Christmas sweaters for the better part of like 15, 20 years?
I lead the league in them. I have so many. I just found a bunch more in my closet.
Mm-hmm. Now, there are different styles. Do you go just traditional ugly? Do you put like aliens on them? What is your means? Because everybody's kind of a little bit different on how they do an ugly Christmas sweater.
I try to find one that covers up my fupa, and then I try to get something fun, like the one I had last week has a llama on it.
Oh, yeah,
Christmas
right.
llama. Who doesn't love that?
So you like the ugly Christmas sweaters that have a goofy character on it?
I love big, goofy.
Yeah, that fits your style. And I'm starting to notice that there seems to be a theme on the ugly Christmas sweaters on how you want to roll. Apparently the most popular ones, at least according to Amazon, are the ones that basically depict some kind of drug or drinking.
Oh, boy.
Yes, I know. I was kind of looking down the top 10 sellers that they got right now on Amazon for ugly Christmas sweaters. Top seller is a sweater depicting Santa Claus with a suspicious white powder and arranged lines next to him saying, "Let it snow."
Cocaine Santa?
Yes. These are like the top sellers. The cocaine in Santa, apparently people love it. The Santa one that has "I'm dreaming of a white Christmas" and Santa is all around cocaine.
Wow, they're really making Santa into a cokehead. Is that how he stays up all night?
Well, it doesn't make sense. Obviously and clearly Santa's not into cocaine or he'd be skinny.
That's not true.
Really?
There are absolutely people.
Are there fat cokeheads?
Yes, there are.
There are, okay.
He does have a red nose.
Yes, he does. Maybe that's why.
He's always jolly.
It's agitated, yeah.
He works, a lot.
Well, he's agitated.
How else could you get all the way around the world in one night unless you were just loaded up on the cocaine? The reindeer must be as well. Look at Rudolph.
Some of the elves are a little scared of him sometimes. Sometimes he runs a little hot.
Yeah, that's $26 if you want to get one of those. They have for $33 on Amazon the Let's Get Baked ugly Christmas sweatshirt. It's a gingerbread man that's getting baked outside the oven.
Is he smoking weed?
Yeah. How about that? For $23, if you want an ugly Christmas sweater on Amazon, they got the Ain't No Laws When You're Drinking with Claws.
Okay.
Right? Are you feeling that one?
I like the White Claw.
Yeah, that's a White Claw one you can get for $23. Then apparently they've got a line of tipsy elves. You can get the ugly Christmas sweater, the Santa's Twerk Shop for $40.
Santa's Twerk Shop.
You get that, Virginia?
I love it.
Okay.
It's time for Stoney the Elf to make an appearance, too.
Yeah. I imagine he'll be wearing one of these sweaters.
Oh, yeah.
When he comes in, probably next week or maybe even this week. We'll have to see. They also have the Tipsy Elves Men's Sweet Baby Jesus ugly Christmas sweater for $40. Sweet Baby Jesus. I wonder what that one is. There's actually a beer that is
well, is
Sweet
it
Baby Jesus. I wonder if there's a tie in there.
Is it from Talladega Nights? Because doesn't he call Sweet Baby Jesus?
Oh, it might be.
I don't know.
That's where they get that from.
Is it a James Taylor reference?
That's Sweet Baby James. It's a different song. But anytime you can bring up James Taylor on the air.
I know I got one person smiling.
You buying or selling this ugly Christmas sweater? It's on Amazon. It is the I Touch My Elf sweater.
Oh.
Look, I don't have kids. I think it's fun.
Touch My Elf.
I mean, it's clever. It's fun.
And they've got the Blizzard Bay Go Jesus It's Your Birthday ugly Christmas sweater for $23.
Okay. Go Jesus. It's your birthday.
I think it looked like on the sweater, it looks like a breakdancing Jesus who's doing the backspin.
I love it.
That might be my favorite.
Okay, there you go. There's a lot of options if you need one on Amazon right now.
Ow! There's a lot of dumbass criminals to talk about, baby. It's the whacked out news. People breaking the law. Ha ha, fighting in the nude. Ha, drunk people pooping in the street. Ha ha, it's the whacked out news. So many people on meth. Ow!
Well, Well, you got a lot of talk about the vaccines going on, so you got to figure, okay, when is the seedy side of organized crime going to get involved? Well, they have now. Interpol is warning that the mafia may be trying to intercept vaccine shipments to sell them on the black market.
Yeah, I still don't know if I'm going to get a black market vaccine.
Yeah.
I want to go to a legitimate place. I'm not going to get one that fell off a truck.
It seems a lot worse than whatever you might get from the coronavirus, right?
It's free. It's like, why are we stealing something that's free?
I don't get that either.
I want to get it from a medical professional. I don't want to get it from some guy who stole it.
I agree with you, Virginia. I agree with you. There are lots of female service workers that are now reporting that men are finding new ways to harass them with mask-related comments. Apparently, sexual harassment is up during the era of COVID. Things like, let me see that pretty face under there.
Oh, man.
Or, come on, take it off for me. Just a quick flash. Come on, baby. Let's go, toots. So apparently the mask is getting a lot of unwarranted comments. For women, especially working retail, I don't get paid enough for this. Moments. They say the biggest scam tactic during the pandemic has been fake delivery scams. There's a guy in Utah that bought a PlayStation 5 off eBay and he found a chunk of concrete in the box.
Oh.
That's sad.
Yeah.
That's like getting coal in your stocking.
You got to be super careful. I was talking to Panda about this because you got to look on eBay because he wants to buy a bike. You got to make sure that it's a seller that has sold before, that has good ratings. There was some guy on there trying to sell a $3,000 bike for $500, but the guy's never sold anything before. He has no ratings, no nothing. And I'm like, I would not buy from somebody like that.
I caught some joker trying to up the mark on some G.I. Joes. Way too expensive, my friend. We got to call these people out. A G.I. Joe gouger?
There's a 48-year-old man from Italy that broke the country's lockdown when he needed some space after an argument with his wife. So he took off hiking for a week with no supplies. He wound up 280 miles away when the cops caught him. Sounds like he's just trying to escape.
Wow.
Yeah, it does.
So here's the thing. His wife now had to drive across the country to come get him. And then when she got there, the cops made her pay his $480 fine for violating the coronavirus restrictions.
Oh, boy.
Oh, if he didn't want to hike away before. Can you imagine that long ride home? 280 miles, we're bitching at you for an almost $500 fine. That's going to be tough.
Oh.
Said the other day, I'm not sure I'm buying this. George Clooney really uses a Flowbee and doesn't get any kind of haircuts at a salon anymore.
And Flowbees are up, too. People are buying them like hotcakes.
They say you can't get them, yeah.
They sold out.
Yeah.
Flowbees are gone now because of George Clooney.
And to answer your question, no, George Clooney does not usually use a Flowbee.
I need to see this. I really need to see George Clooney legitimately get this haircut with a Flowbee.
He does. He put a video out.
Oh, he did a video, Kevin. That means it's real.
Because the photo that I saw that they put with this story, I'm looking at his hair and it's like, it's layered. It's got what I don't think there's any way a Flowbee could do.
Not buying it, Clooney.
He said a Flowbee did it.
I still put me on the side of skeptical on this.
Very skeptical.
I believe you, Clooney, because you're hot.
I didn't even know you could still get a Flowbee, and I guess now you can't. They say they're going to be sold out for 2 to 4 weeks. So people are still doing them, and maybe that's a good thing during the pandemic. This is a kind of a crazy story here. They say a woman suffered from months of hallucinations after she ate 5-day-old sushi from a gas station.
Oh, gas station sushi? They do that?
They do. It exists, Virginia.
It seems like a bad idea. Yeah, she wound up with a huge tapeworm living inside of her.
Oh, my God.
How long did she hallucinate for?
5 days.
That's
I know she had 5-day-old sushi. No, she's for months. Months of hallucinations for eating 5-day-old sushi.
How does that even happen? Did it mess with her brain?
Maybe whatever's in that tapeworm is like living in her and continuing to be a hallucinogenic.
It just throws your body off. Yeah, I don't know exactly how. They had her take a pill, and the pill, I guess, killed off the worm. She made a full recovery. But I guess just a note, maybe don't go for your sushi at a gas station.
And then when you pass the worm, is that what happens?
Yeah, you have to poop the worm out.
Are you kidding with me?
No. And when you eat it, it's little, but when it grows inside of you, it grows and grows.
How big can they get?
12 feet long.
Now you're just making it. You're answering it too quickly.
I think they can't get crazy long now.
They can get long, but I don't know if 12 feet's accurate.
Okay, but if it's like 4 feet, are you trying to tell me that's coming out of your body?
Yeah.
You might be on the toilet for a while.
Wow.
You imagine if somebody's trying to get in the bathroom, you're in there, be like, I'm passing a tapeworm, I'll be out in a minute, or not.
Do you need help getting it out, or can you get it out by yourself?
I don't want to do it, but I'm going to do it. I'm looking up tapeworm facts just to see what's going on.
Okay.
I think we have to know.
I'll be here for a while. Don't wait on me.
That's what you say if you're passing it.
6.5 feet long is the biggest one on record.
Damn, that's taller than you.
It's crazy.
6 feet? I'll just spit on you.
Sign that thing up to play basketball.
That's horrifying. You take medicine to kill it, right? So it's
Yeah,
no
that's what she
longer
did.
alive, and you pass the dead tapeworm.
Yeah.
Oh, I just hit Google Images. Oh.
Bad idea. How about this for a great way to try to get away from the cops? There was this burglar in Australia, and he was trying to get away from the police. So he pretended to be a statue. He just froze.
Did it work?
No, the police dog.
Can't trick him.
Yeah, I came up, started sniffing his crotch.
Did you guys used to have that back in the day where you'd walk in a mall and they would have some of the mannequins? They were doing some kind of a weird thing. The mannequins would be they'd be real people and they couldn't move at all, but they'd be displaying the clothing of the store. Then you'd go up to the window and try to make them, flinch. Did you guys ever have that?
Yeah.
Okay, they don't do that anymore. Same on topic.
There's police in Mississippi that are looking for a guy who pulled down his face mask while he was robbing a bank, giving the cameras a clear look at his face.
I mean, what an idiot.
You got to pass to not have to take a mask off.
Right?
This is the era where this should be the golden era of bank robberies.
That guy's doing it all wrong and deserves to be arrested immediately.
Yeah. There were two guys who were shoplifting from a Kohl's in Oregon last week, but the battery was dead in their getaway car, and they couldn't get a stranger to give them a jump.
Dang.
Yeah. Didn't happen fast enough. Cops got there and arrested them.
You better make sure the getaway car is running.
Right.
Don't turn it off.
Do not turn it off.
There's a guy in Australia who accidentally left 15 pounds of drugs at the front counter of a hotel when he was checking in.
Uh-oh.
Needless to say, they found out, and he's now received a suspended sentence and time served.
You can't go back and get your drugs. I think a lot of people do that, and that's when they get busted.
You have to do it. You have to be certain that no one's found them yet.
You got to cut your losses, yeah. I get it. You don't want to.
You're probably on drugs. That's why you're going back to get the drugs. And you're probably not thinking straight.
True.
Interesting. A guy in Atlanta named Neiman Marcus was adjusting his pants, which apparently made his gun go off in the waistband. Thankfully, he was not hurt, and nobody else was as well. But
his mama named him Neiman Marcus.
I have a feeling he's changed his name to Neiman Marcus.
Okay.
Yeah. In fact, I realized last time we were in Atlanta, we were there. It's kind of a flashy town. They seem like they're very much into brands. We went out to that Atlanta, whatever it is, breakfast company or something like that.
Hot spot.
It was nothing but my wife and daughter, who are all into brands, are like, oh, look, he's wearing this. He's got Gucci that, or whatever it might be. So I think Atlanta's a very brandy type town. So I could see him changing his name.
Totally.
There's a guy in California that tackled and punched a 350-pound bear that was attacking his dog.
Oh my, 350-pound bear.
And in this corner, weighing in at 350 pounds, yeah, somehow both he and his dog survived.
I saw another video of a bear opening up a car, the door, and sitting in it and not getting out. Honking the horn.
They drive away?
No, but they're getting good.
I think bears, totally can legit, get in your stuff.
I think they can open up. They can open up your door at your house. They can mill around.
They can go right in. Yeah.
Turn the TV on.
Make pancakes.
They are smart.
They pull out Berenstain Bear books and read them.
You went too far, Virginia.
And is it Berenstein?
Yeah, she's wrong, and it's not funny.
Yeah. Coming up here in just a couple of minutes on the KVJ show. Did you guys see the video of that football player that went after the ref?
No.
Oh, wow.
No, I didn't see that either. What game was it?
It was a high school football game. I got to tell you all the details on that because, man, some very divided opinions on the internet about it coming up. A couple of comments here from the correction department from the Whacked Out News. Somebody said, I'm not sure what Jaybird's looking up about that person who had the tapeworm from eating the gas station sushi, but I Googled it and it said that those worms can be anywhere from 50 to 80 feet long and can live for 30 years inside of a host.
Well, sometimes I Google things wrong.
Dang.
50 feet long?
That's crazy.
That's crazy.
That's crazy.
I don't
Virginia.
believe it.
That's crazy.
I thought maybe I was looking at the one the longest they ever found in a body they pulled out from someone who was alive.
I don't know.
It says doctors removed 6-foot-long tapeworm, and they said it was the record.
Okay.
It's off of fakefacts.org.
Okay. Who knows? Either way, I think the lesson is just don't eat gas station sushi.
No.
That really is what you should take away from it.
We can debate how long they can get all day long, but yeah, just don't eat gas station sushi.
Amen.
And also, you talked about the mannequins in the windows. Tell Jaybird we used to call it freeze modeling. I was a live person mannequin for Jordan Marsh in the 80s.
Yeah, okay, that's fun. We used to, as kids, we used to walk up to them and try to make them laugh.
Okay.
And ooh, 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 boo, bah, hiss at them.
Yeah. Apparently it's something they used to do back in the 80s.
It was very fun.
Yes. A lot of good times, huh? Well, this weekend, I don't know what was going on. I mean, fights happen from time to time when you're watching football, but I mean, like almost every game I was watching this weekend, there was some kind of brawl. The Dolphins game yesterday had a brawl. The Dolphins coach was out there, Virginia, trying to go after the other team. It was inspiring.
Did people get ejected?
Yeah, that was earlier, and I think that was kind of unrelated, if I remember right.
Okay.
But yeah, that was Xavier Howard. He had a pickoff, and that didn't seem to be justified. In fact, there might be some suspensions. I think there were about 5 to 7 people that threw some fisticuffs.
I always love seeing football players fight when they keep their helmets on. They're just punching each other in the helmet.
Yeah, silly.
Like, it's not really working, guys.
You got to do what Myles Garrett did. He actually took his helmet off and hit a Steelers quarterback in the head when he was not wearing his helmet. That's how you really make it count.
Well, now you've jumped from now it's assault.
My goodness.
Well, that is the question because it is weird. Like in hockey, you can beat somebody's ass with your fist, and then okay, it's hockey, and people are applauding.
They cheer for it.
Good for you, man. And like, there's no consequences, but you can actually get assault charges for what you do on a playing field. In fact, a South Texas high school football player got charged with assault. He was ejected from a game for unsportsmanlike conduct. It was like a late hit or something like that he'd done. There were 2 personal fouls. And as the referee was on the field saying, that player is ejected, apparently it enraged this football player that had been kicked out, and he turns around, breaks from his coaches, runs onto the field, and plows this ref.
Oh, my.
You can't sack the ref.
And knocked the ref down. The ref was down for a while. I think they had to remove him with a cart.
Oh, my.
And they escorted, the police did, this 18-year-old football player, who I think is the team's best football player.
That got away from you.
Yeah. And when you're charged with assault as an 18-year-old, you're charged as an adult there.
Well, this isn't the professionals either. I think the professional leagues, they govern their own rules when it comes to this. Mm-hmm. There's fines and all that. If you're talking, how old is it? This is high school?
High school,
yeah. This is going to be different, man.
18-year-old high school player. And this was in the Texas high school football playoffs. His team was disqualified.
Oh, wow.
So they are kicked out. So I think the team that they were beating and they would have won that game or did beat, instead is going to advance in the playoffs and not them.
That's painful, but that's why you don't sack the referee. You can't do that stuff.
Yeah.
Sorry, even though the referee blows the call, you can't physically attack the referee. 2 things you can't control, the officials and the weather.
It brought up a fight, go figure, on social media, and I was reading as people were checking this out, where some people were saying, you know what, kid never plays another down of football again. That's it. He'll never go to college. He's never going to go anywhere else. And apparently he's good enough that he could go and play at a decent program. I don't know what his recruiting looked like or things like that. But yeah, the big schools, if you do something like that, you're not going to go to a big program.
Well, they don't want the headache. Why would you want it?
Yeah, they've got enough, really talented football players that they can choose from, that if that is something that you do. And I think I'd read, it was just a comment, so I don't know if I believe it or not, but apparently the kid might have done the same thing at a soccer match.
Well, if that's the case, dude, come on. You can't do things like, I'm all for forgiveness. I'm like you, but unfortunately, there's just certain things in life that you do. You can forgive, but there's consequences to tackling somebody.
I agree. Now, the thing about it, I am not a fan of cancel culture. In fact, I would like to cancel culture. I'd like to get rid of that. But I do believe that you have to pay up. You have to face the consequences. When you do something bad, you don't get off the hook.
That's not cancel culture right there. That's
right.
To me, that's different than cancel culture. But you physically assaulted somebody.
Yeah. You did the crime. You got to do the time. Whatever that might be, you got to face up to that. You got to earn up to that.
What about the person who's had a perfect record in their entire life, and the one night they get in a car and they're doing drinking and driving and get a DUI? There could be a good person. They made a mistake, but guess what? You're still going to jail. Yep. You're still paying fines.
Got to own up to it.
It sucks.
It's not to say your whole life should be over, and that's what I don't like with the cancel culture, because there are big fans now of, you'll never have another job, you'll never do this, you'll never do that, and that's it. Never again can you have anything. And I'm not a big fan of that. I'm a fan of, you got to do your time, you got to pay the fine, and then you got to start showing that this has changed you for the better, that you learned a valuable lesson, and now you can be a role model to people to say, hey, look, man, don't screw up like I screwed up.
Look, sincere apologies can go a long way.
Sure.
They at least go a long way in my world if you truly, come off like you are sorry and you screwed up. We all screw up.
Yeah, that's kind of what I think. So we do this a lot with celebrities. That is typically where we do the cancel culture. But we always like this debate, and I've got another list of celebrities here on should they be canceled or not.
This is a fun game.
Yes. The cancel culture has gone after a lot of celebrities here over the last couple of years. So which are the ones that we forgive and which ones we don't? And it's really kind of interesting. You don't have to go any further than that whole pay for my kid going to college thing that had happened with Felicity Huffman.
Yep, and Lori Loughlin. And there really is a template now for how to do it, that when you mess up, and you will because you are human, you need to come out quickly with a sincere, legitimate apology. Don't try to explain or make excuses. Own up to it. Fall on the sword and say, yeah, I screwed up. I am sorry. Do the Felicity.
Yeah, she did it the right way, and people seem to be forgiving her, and she's already got another acting gig with that Zach Gottsagen.
She's back in it, baby.
That is here from West Palm Beach, and she is back in it, and she's got another picture that's going to be coming out. I'm sure it's going to do well. And then you've got the other way to not do it and try to fight and explain it and be like, I didn't know, and it's not my fault, and this is wrong, and blah, blah, blah. And
Aunt Becky's
just not doing it right. And people seem to be, they've forgiven and forgot about Felicity Huffman. You don't even, I honestly kind of almost forget that she was part of that whole deal.
You're right. She played it perfect.
Yeah. That's how you got to do it. So I think with this, you got to keep in mind how the celebrity dealt with it afterwards. And it's really kind of interesting because when you talk about do you pardon these celebrities, Charlie Sheen somehow has gotten this pass that he can do all manners of awful things, and yet we never seem to be, oh, that's just Charlie being Charlie.
Don't forget, he shot Kelly Preston. That's a real story.
Right, and no one ever talks about that. Oh, that's just Charlie being Charlie.
No one they gave him a sitcom after.
Yes. He's doing great. I don't know what it is about that. I mean, has he ever really apologized for anything he's ever done?
Well, even with the whole Corey Feldman thing, where Corey Feldman in the documentary, they talk about Charlie Sheen touching Corey Haim. Mm-hmm. And it seems like even with all that, Sheen kind of just slides away.
How he seems to, what they call the old Teflon Don from back in the day. It's nothing sticks to him. It seems like that way with Charlie Sheen.
Well, maybe he's really a warlock. Like he claims. He's a warlock.
He does have some kind of magical power.
Remember, that's what he said.
Yeah, it was crazy. But I think that was like at the height of his losing his mind. He had just got his diagnosis after that, and it was kind of like unraveling.
Wait, not his HIV diagnosis, not during the warlock period.
Are you sure?
I'm positive. During the warlock period, that's when he was, doing all the interviews.
Right.
And that was...
I think it was after, right?
The HIV diagnosis was a few years after.
Yeah. He had his time, and
I
yet
mean, I'm not trying to get into a dirt off with you, but
it's the second. You know your sheen.
I need to see a timeline.
I know I'm right on this.
He knows his sheen.
I do.
He can clearly separate the porn star years from the HIV years.
Yes.
Is it Louis C.K.? Is that how you say his name? Louis C.K.?
Yes.
Louis or Louis, yeah.
Okay. So he is the comedian that apparently was blocking the doorways, and there were women in the room, and he would.
Okay, so this one's.
Is that what his deal was?
This one, I don't know if there's blocking of the doorway. He would ask if he could do that in front of people.
To himself.
Okay.
Yes, and then there would be the power dynamic of comedians not.
Because that does make a big difference between I'm forcing you to look at this and you can't get around me. And then him saying, hey, you know what? I thought maybe we'd do this. Oh, I'm reading the room wrong? Sorry.
Yeah, there's a lot of, if you pardon, I think he's still too controversial for the full pardoning. There's too many people that would not go with it, I don't think.
Yeah.
He's hated with a lot of people.
Is he?
His fans are going to always love him.
Yeah.
You know, the majority of his fans, because he's still able to do his stand-up. But I know that even with him doing his stand-up, people are trying to boycott the places he was doing stand-up at, too.
Okay. I don't think I know enough about that one to pardon or not pardon him.
Like we talked about last week, if there's too much smoke and too much heat, I don't know, man.
I think that was true, too, about him standing in front of the door, the only exit of the room. And I'm like, I don't like that.
Has he ever apologized for what he did?
He did apologize right off the bat. I believe it was on Twitter. It was a social media statement, but that was it.
Yeah, sometimes there's apology anymore. Nobody cares about the apology. That is sometimes what's tragic in these, where somebody tries to do the right thing and say, look, I messed up. That was a major error in judgment.
Yeah, I do not think he's come out and done a whole I'm sorry, blah, blah, blah. I think it was only a written, unless he did it during his stand-up, but I have no idea.
Yeah, I mean, if you apologize and it doesn't seem like anybody hears it, I guess you need to keep apologizing and try to make a bigger statement.
Because there's different levels of crime. I mean, what he did was, pretty awful. I don't think it can compare to what, say, Felicity Huffman did. Felicity Huffman didn't try to hurt anybody. He probably scarred a few people by doing that.
Well, you're also comparing two different kind of the public looks at anything sexual way different than anything like that. That's how it's always going to be.
He's a deviant. I think he's a deviant.
Yeah, what Virginia is saying right there, that's the tone. Unless you're one of his fans, majority of people are going to be like Virginia. I don't think we can pardon him, Kevin.
Okay. Yeah, I'm not jumping in on that. He's not getting mine yet. I don't know anything about what he's done, though. To be fair, the Jussie Smollett is, I guess, a race baiting type of situation that it looks like. And if the allegations against him are actually true, and it seems like the people who are pressing the charges feel like they've got a lot of evidence.
Not
on
a
this.
pardon, because I don't feel like there's been any kind of responsibility whatsoever taken. In fact, it's been nothing but fighting against it to prove the innocence, and I just don't think he's innocent.
And I don't think that thing's over.
Yeah, I'd like to see it get over before I even officially rule. But if it is over and he's still not, you can clearly prove that he fabricated that and did everything that they're accusing him of doing.
I don't think it looks good for Smollett or CK.
Then he doesn't apologize, and it'd be tough. Again, you're not following the protocol of how to do it.
There's too much smoke. To get a full pardon, you got to feel like, all right, they've served their time.
Yeah.
There's the majority of people would probably be given the pardon as well.
Yeah.
I think to give a full pardon here.
And I think with the pardon, what you're talking about is they get a lot of their rights granted back, their career, the things that have happened. Lance Armstrong is one of those people that 7-time Tour de France champion, you thought, until it turned out that he was cheating.
He don't get a pardon for me.
He fought the whole way. Yeah.
He hurt a lot of people's careers, calling them liars when they were just saying the truth. Like, he legitimately tried to keep it going and destroyed people's lives.
Yeah, I mean, she's right.
Including Sheryl Crow, right? Am I right?
I mean,
sweet Sheryl Crow.
So far, it's been tough to give pardons out here. It's a tough round, man.
Yeah.
Am I being too difficult?
So far, Felicity's the only one I like.
Well, people can also, too, you can just forever be like, wow, they expose themselves in the fact that they're not a very likable person. And I think that's what had happened. Lance Armstrong, when you're winning Tour de France, you can be easily likable. when all that stuff comes out, and since I've seen him since, he doesn't seem like he's that likable. And it kind of exposed that.
And the apology is a big deal for me anyway. If someone's sincere, I'm like, all right.
Paula Deen. There was a lot of racist type allegations that had happened with her from people that had worked with her.
That sunk her. She never recovered from that.
No.
She never came back.
I don't think any kind of believable apology or anything happened from that. And I think that's a big part of it. Why, right?
She tried to. She did an apology tour, but it wasn't believable.
It wasn't believable.
How did it come off? Your boy, the comedian that we've had in here. Gosh, I can't think of his name.
Brian
Callen.
Yeah.
He was accused of some sex stuff, and then he did an apology on video, not written, and the public didn't like it. From what I read and from all the podcasts I heard, he didn't do it the right way.
Doesn't he have a kind of a weird mix of where he's denying some of the allegations that's going on? And
he's denying, and he's still continuing to do his podcast stuff, but he's his former podcast partner. They're not doing it anymore together.
I think he's suing. It's maybe the husband of one of the women accusing him, and he's suing him, saying he's wrecked his career. And he said, "I never did what your wife is saying I did."
I believe you're right.
Yeah,
but he did one of those video apologies, and
see, some of these are real murky and tough. If Brian Callen were innocent, would you not fight like he's fighting?
If you were innocent, you fight to the death. Yes,
but if he is guilty, then he's not playing it right. And maybe he's just afraid to go to jail if he does admit it. I don't know.
I always thought he was so cute.
I never thought that. And
I know you never thought that.
I heard other people talking
every
about
time
that.
he came in here, I was like, that's a good-looking man.
That's crazy.
He was always very likable to me. I thought he was very
Did you think he was cute?
I thought he was kind of like one of those swarthy gentlemen that you'd want to, go and have a scotch with.
Well, the thing that is biting him in the butt is his former podcast stuff. He has said a lot of jokes that they made a montage of all the things he said. It just doesn't look good.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And Roseanne Barr. A lot of people were saying that she deserves to be pardoned, but yet she has not got her show back, and there have been other issues. People say, well, Roseanne Barr didn't get it back, and other people have. Does she get a pardon?
How should Roseanne have handled it? Because she probably didn't handle it the right way in the beginning.
Seems like she's. I
blame
think
you on the Ambien.
Well, I think her thing was, she tried to explain it away. She tried to make other things responsible where she wasn't to be held accountable. And I think if there's any lesson with the Roseanne Barr and giving her a pardon, she didn't handle it the right way we had said. Remember, it's like quickly and undeniably
own it
and admit you're wrong. Don't try to say, well, it was the Ambien talking. It was what? I'd be like, no, just
that's what I think. At the beginning, that just the fact that, hey, I made a mistake, I shouldn't have said it.
You only get one chance to make a great apology. And if you do it wrong the first time, if you do it right a second or third time, people aren't going to hear that. They're only going to hear the first one you did.
Mel Gibson's apology, I don't know if you remember that. That came off kind of awkward. He did that one-on-one interview, and he was real kind of jittery with he looked like...
It's got to be quick and sincere, and people will look at body language and listen to how you sound.
Kramer, after his terrible tirade, he went on Dave Letterman after.
Remember that?
And
didn't come off
and
well.
Seinfeld. So Seinfeld was there with Letterman, and then they patched Kramer in, and it just did. I mean, it made it worse for Kramer.
Oh,
yeah.
Because the audience was laughing. They thought it was a joke. Seinfeld's telling the audience not to laugh. Guys, he's being serious. I mean, the whole thing went terrible.
It was terrible.
It was bad.
That's a disaster.
Yeah. It was bad.
You need to craft your apologies well. And that's key. You can see whether or not celebrities get pardoned or not.
It's more of the KVJ Show right now on 97.9 WRMF.
Has the pandemic shaped your holiday gift list at all? Because I'm looking at something now that I think I kind of want, which seems pretty cool. It's those germ-killing electrostatic spraying, whatever it is, things that do the ultraviolet light. And it will kill germs basically in the rooms. And I've seen a few places that have it or selling it. It would be restaurants and things like that saying, hey, we've got this stuff. We're taking care of our air. And they're selling that benefit here with the coronavirus around. I was like, that'd be kind of interesting. I wonder how air purifiers are going to do it, especially if they are coming with the selling point of using some kind of ultraviolet whatever to zap coronavirus in the air that you're in.
My friend put one in at the front door of his business, and it's like a fogger.
Yes.
And you have to walk through the fog to get into the business.
Do you like that?
I mean, it makes people feel like you're doing something, and I think just any kind of little sense of like, okay, well, yeah, they're fogging the place. That makes people feel more confident in going there.
Am I the only one that feels like the fog is creating some kind of corona fog? I don't know if that would make me feel better.
Yeah, my wife and I were in a place, and the other day we were like, is it smoky in here? And
It's
I'm
the
like,
fogger.
Yeah, they have one of those foggers,
Yep.
and yeah, I almost felt like the air was more tainted because it was foggy. But then I walked down and saw they had the fogger that was supposed to make it more clear. So you're right. There's, I'm kind of torn.
I don't know. To me, when I see that, I'm like, oh, there's corona fog.
Yeah, I don't know if it's a good thing or a bad thing. I
Yeah,
can't figure it
I don't
out.
know either, but I know if you do stuff on Facebook, especially businesses that are doing stuff like having the weekly cleanings where they come in and spray the whole place and promote it, people do tend to really appreciate that as customers.
They say it's the new hotel amenity. Virus scrubbed air is a massive selling point, and especially with all the travel and tourism and it being season right now, you'll probably start seeing these things popping up all over the place. And I would expect as we go into 2021, you'll probably see a lot of businesses with that sign up saying that we got virus scrubbed air to try to get people feeling better about going into these businesses. And it'll probably reap a big benefit for a lot of people because you're going to have people that are still skittish about, I'm not going here, I'm not going there, even as the vaccines start to roll out. That's what I think is going to be interesting. How long before we start having more confidence about going out to different places? I saw 71% of people are still like, it doesn't even matter if they have this, I'm still not going to a theater. It's people seem to be really done mentally with movie theaters.
Just the concept, you know, I mean, it never really was so much fun to begin with. Oh, I'm sitting right next to a stranger. Ugh.
Speak for yourself. Whatever. I love the movies.
I like the movies when you go and you're the only one there. Oh, I love that.
To me, that's I don't like that. I when there's no one in there, I like to have a little event in there. There's a buzz about the movie. Mm-hmm. There's a buzz in you if you do it right.
Yeah, they say these air cleaning technologies like the bipolar ionization systems, which according to the manufacturer send charged ions out on air currents that damage the surface of the coronavirus and they inactivate it. They say this will be a hot seller for people this Christmas. Now, would you be excited if you rip into that wrapping paper and there you are with a bipolar ionized air cleaning purifying system?
It'll match my family members. It's bipolar.
There you go. Are you going, yes, just what I wanted?
No, that's an adult gift.
I don't think that any of these things can guarantee you what they say they're guaranteeing you. So it's kind of a crapshoot.
It's kind of like getting a lawnmower for Christmas. Oh, cool. Something I can go work with. I don't know.
Yeah, I just wondered if anything coronavirus related would be considered to be a good gift. I saw like they were doing packets of face masks, decorative face masks that look cool and whatever, they were selling as stocking stuffers. How would you feel if you tear into your stocking and there is a 5-pack of face masks? Are you like, oh, cool? Or are you like, or is that like this year's socks?
Well, Panda got me face masks for Mother's Day, and I loved them.
If it was Bigfoot face masks or Star Wars face masks, and there was a sleeve of them,
they got to be fun.
I'm always forgetting them, so that would be a decent present for sure.
Yeah, I just wonder, what are the coronavirus gift-giving do's and don'ts? Which products work? Which products would not if you're giving it as a gift for the holidays?
If you gave me a trunk full of hand gel, I'm like, no.
That's not going to do it.
No.
He's not using hand sanitizer.
What about a hard-to-get product like Lysol or TP?
No, I'm not that excited about that.
Jaybird, if you would wrap us up here with your thought for the day.
The real meaning of enlightenment is to gaze with undimmed eyes on all darkness. Pretty good, Bird.
What?
Do you want a different one?
How long did you have that?
30
seconds?
I had my other one, and I closed out of my window. I pulled that one right out of my butt.
That one doesn't even sound inspirational. It just sounds like, okay.
It actually sounds like quotes from your butt. If you could do a book, quotes from your butt, that would be in it.
Boo!
Call your loved ones and tell them.
We want our money back.
Damn it, Vern.
And the show's free. What?
The best variety from the 2000s, 10s, and today, and you're home for the KVJ Show. 97.9 WRMF.